Okay. Rod Mills, what's going on, man?
What's up?
Give me a few seconds right here. I'll get this going for everyone who's out there watching. Be patient. We're waiting. Babyface P is also going to be joining us here in a second, as well as Rod Mills for anyone who wants to know. I'm just waiting until I see everything feeding through here in the podcast. Let's see. All right, let us know how we're coming in. If we're coming in loud and clear.
Yeah, we're coming in good. I see you.
All right, cool. Let's drop the open and
Welcome back to the Hank Strange Situation.
Make sure you guys subscribe, thumbs
loaded.
up, ring the bell so you can be notified when we go live. We are live with Rod Mills, so I hope you have your Rod Mills brand panties on tonight because he's bringing it. He's bringing it. Rod Mills is here. Babyface P will be joining us here in a second. Waiting for him to dial back in. I think he's having some technical difficulties. Let me see. I might need to add him back to this. But yeah, this is episode 502 of the Who Moved My Freedom podcast. And we're coming to you live from Gainesville. Of course, the title tonight, unfortunately, is Virginia Advanced Assault Weapons and Suppressor Ban Bill. That's right. Virginians are not Virginians, but the politicians in Virginia, the gun grabbers, those people who don't believe in the Constitution, are deciding to ignore the will of the people, and they're going forward with this assault weapons ban, as well as adding some suppressor stuff to it. So there's kind of like something good that they think they're putting in there, but it doesn't really matter to me because I don't want none of it in there. So I don't care.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
So we're going to get into that. We've got Rod Mills tonight. Like I said, we're waiting for Babyface P to get back on here. Might have to restart. Wait.
I'm trying.
I think I hear him.
It's the internet is doing something weird. I hope it's working.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I think we got you now. Babyface P is also here joining us with his old school from 2016 or something SHOT Show hat.
Something like that.
Yeah. Classic is what we call it. I wanna thank Walther Arms for being our sponsor tonight, helping support us, bring the podcast to everyone out there. Shout out to all of you who are coming in. Please, guys, smash those thumbs up as you're coming in here. If you can, share the video, etc. The Facebook, which was the biggest way that we kind of shared that we were going live here, that's been pulled from our grasps. And we haven't gotten our Facebook page back here. So it's been this entire week. Almost 7 days. It's like 6 days because it went out on Saturday night. So there you go. If you can help us out, share this. We appreciate it. Or, tell some friends that we're here. So Flying Rich says buckshot / neckbone ate the internet.
I know. I don't know what's good. Like, it all just started freaking out all of a sudden. I'm not sure what's going on. We'll see how long it lasts. I may go in and out. We'll see.
Yeah, it looks like you're good right now. Okay, so here we are. Let's just first catch up with Rod Mills. We haven't had Rod on here for a while. What's up, Rodimus Mills?
Hey, Happy New Year. Happy 2020 to you guys. Happy New Year to you, Babyface P. And Happy New Year for you, Hank, and you and your family as well.
Thanks, man. How have you been?
I've been good, doing good. Been busy training people with my business, Scorcher Firearms Training. So I've been busy. I actually, as soon as we get out the broadcast tonight, I got to load the car up. I got a training at 9 o'clock in the morning. So for all of those people that have been supporting me, I just want to thank you. It comes from the bottom of my heart. 2020 is definitely going to be a much busier year than 2019. I kind of had some little health issues dealing with toward the end of 2019 with my arm and my I have found out I have arthritis in my shoulder. The good thing is thing is that I don't have a torn labrum, which I thought I had, but the good thing is that I'm able to now.
You don't have a torn labia? Is that what she said?
labrum. Yeah.
You're
So
hearing what you want to hear.
yeah, just glad at that because I actually couldn't even raise my arm up to even think about trying to shoot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it was causing me a lot of pain, but now I'm back to normal. I'm able to lift my arm over my head, and I'm able to actually train and shoot now. So
Okay.
I'm doing good now.
Yeah. Sorry to hear that you got the arthritis, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
You
you're
know, it
getting
happens
old.
with age, though.
Yeah, you're getting old.
Happens with age. So
Yeah. I mean,
I'm glad that's all it is.
Isn't this why people move to Florida because of the arthritis? Now you're already in Florida. Where do you move to?
Oh man, probably more than likely to the hacienda from this point.
No, he's just gonna move out into the ambulance out there.
Yeah.
That's a condo. That's a condo now.
That's right.
Me and Neckbone and what's
boy.
that? What's that dog? The dog you have, Hank?
Sailor,
no.
but Sailor's not with us anymore, man.
Sailor passed away.
died.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
When?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Last year, I haven't gotten deep into it because I'm still pretty torn up about that. But yeah, Sailor's not here. Thankfully, Babyface was there. He helped come over and helped me. Helped us pray for him, bury him, and stuff like that. But yeah,
It was a sad afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. I'm sorry to hear that, man.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
So you and Buckshot, you and Neckbone can cuddle in the ambulance though.
Yeah, you guys have to keep it going.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Man,
I still have my goats. Huh?
You got to do a tribute video sometime for Sailor.
I don't think I don't know. It may take some time for me to actually be able to. I mean, I've had him from the beginning, so it's kind of tough for me to deal with that whole situation. To be honest with you.
I got you. I understand, man. I haven't had a dog in years, but when you lose a pet, man, that definitely hits you. So
yeah, absolutely. So we're here. Unfortunately, this thing in Virginia doesn't seem to slow down. Are you guys paying attention to what's happening here in Virginia? Not here. We're not in Virginia, but in Virginia, yeah.
I think it's all gonna pass.
You think so?
Pretty sure. I mean, they've already said that they're before the session even started in January. They said this is what's gonna happen. We're gonna pass all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They know, everybody knows where their positions are. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think without a doubt they don't really care. So if we look, there's a couple of things going on here because I was getting some info from the American Suppressor Association, which is an industry group that there's quite a few of the suppressor manufacturers are in that group, talking about this HB961. And it seems it's passed through the committee. But there's a couple of things going on here. First, I want to, on the Truth About Guns, shout out, by the way, to the Truth About Guns, who they're actually, they spend a lot of time promoting us nowadays, helping us out. So shout out to those guys. Do you guys watch Truth About Guns?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, hold on here 1 second. What did I do now? Press the wrong button. I gotta get my screen back here. Okay. All right, so here's what it says. Virginia Democrats advance bill to ban sale of assault weapons, suppressors, mandate high cap magazine destruction, etc. We can go through that. But the picture that they're showing here is empty seats. You know the reason why there's the empty seats? Because the people were not very happy and got up and were protesting.
Were they escorted out?
Yes, escorted
Is that
out
what happened?
by the police.
Somebody sent me a video, Guns and Gear video, just before we started of them, and I haven't had a chance to watch it, unfortunately, but of them getting escorted out of the...
Yeah. So that is really crazy. Really crazy.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Mm-hmm. So I don't know if you guys had a chance to read this article here. Let me hold on. I'm trying to. I pressed some button in here and now totally locked everything.
The internet tonight is just on against us. I swear.
Yeah. I'm trying to see if I can get this back to no. Okay, no, this is not working. Okay, I don't know what I did here. Okay. All right, let me see how I can do this here. Crap.
What are you trying to do?
Okay, there we go. I was trying to get us all three back on the screen.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, so anyway. These guys don't really care what the people think. They kicked everyone out. I'm going to read the article here because I know we have some issues when I go to like showing that screen anyway. The Virginia House Public Safety Committee passed HB 961 today in a hearing room that was packed with gun rights supporters until they were ejected. As the AP reports, State House Committee on Friday advanced legislation backed by Governor Ralph Northam to ban the sale of certain semi-automatic firearms, including popular AR-15 style rifles and silencers, suppressors, and prohibit the possession of magazines that hold more than 12 rounds. It's the most ambitious measure proposed by Northam, and one that's met the most pushback, including from members of his own party. Gun owners packed the committee room Friday and erupted in protest when the measure passed. Capitol Police cleared the committee room of almost every spectator after the vote. As a matter of fact, they only left the media in there. The original version of the bill that mandated quote-unquote assault weapon owners to register their guns and obtain a license from the state to keep the scary rifles they already owned was watered down when it was opposed by some Democrats. But the bill was passed in committee in its current form today, would ban the sale of so-called assault weapons and suppressors, as well as the possession of magazines over 12 rounds. That's right, ownership of quote-unquote high-capacity magazines would be outlawed. So, I mean, we can go.
Oh, regular.
We can go on
You mean
that.
regular capacity magazines? Oh,
Yeah,
normal
not
capacity.
enough capacity, in my opinion.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
man, I saw a thing today. This is way off topic, of a bunch of 40-round mags being sold for AKs, and I was like, I could use some 40-round mags.
Yeah. We could
But
all
no,
use
that's
more.
insane.
We could all use more magazines, to be honest with you. Yeah. So, and then I also got this thing. Let's see if I can do this without completely destroying everything. Let's see here. Can I do it? There we go. Okay, Virginia amend HB 961 passes committee, and as you can see here, this video, if you play it, this is someone from the hold on, I'll read this to you. This morning, Virginia House Public Safety Committee voted 12-9 in favor of passing an amended version of House Bill 961. Knox Williams, president of the American Suppressor Association, ASA, was on hand to testify in opposition. The vote took place on party lines, with the exception of delegates Joshua Cole, Democrat, who abstained. Now that the bill has passed committee, the House of Delegates will have until Tuesday, February 11th, to pass the legislation prior to the crossover deadline. So, yeah, that's in full effect there. The amended version of HB 961 makes several key concessions regarding suppressors. Chief among them is that lawfully obtained suppressors in Virginia will no longer be subject to confiscation. So they decided they're not going to confiscate it. That means, should the bill become law, anyone who possesses a suppressor in the state prior to July 1st would be able to keep them. ASA spoke with legislatures who said the educational groundwork laid by the association over the past month, including meetings with every member of the committee of their staff, was a key factor in their decision to amend the suppressor provisions of the bill. So the ASA went in there and told these people, hey, you can't just take these suppressors from people who already own them. So what they're doing is they're saying, hey, if you own these and you bought these up till July 1st, you're good. We're not going to take it from you.
Unacceptable.
Yeah, that's what I feel. So this article goes on to say, while this is a step in the right direction, HB 961 remains a bill that we oppose. This is coming from the ASA saying this. When asked during the hearings by Delegate Sam Russell, a Democrat, to clarify our stance on the bill, Williams made the following statement. Our position is essentially that these have been heavily federally regulated since 1934, and that those federal regulations are more than exhaustive, that additional state-level regulations should not be imposed upon suppressors. They gave this guy literally, like, I don't know. They gave him like maybe a minute and a half to even speak to them, by the way.
Wow.
So, Yeah, some real horrible stuff happening in Virginia. Do you guys think this is going to come to a head? Do you think people will really have to like fight for their rights in Virginia? Are we going to get to that?
It may get ugly, but this has got to go through the Senate too, correct?
Mm-hmm.
It'll pass.
Yeah, it's probably going to pass. I mean, whenever a governor, especially, so if, let's say we got a Democratic governor, right? And everything is Democrat controlled at this point, I think, at the end of the day here. Whenever you have that and then the governor is calling for something, he's going to get it. Right? So he's going to get that bill, and he's obviously going to sign that bill. It's going to become law in Virginia. Yeah.
Is that a Republican Senate?
Nope. I think they own everything.
Damn.
I know.
Yeah. The range says, where the F is the NRA? Seriously, this is out of control. Say what you want about Chris Cox, but he got a lot more involved than Wayne LaPoo has.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah. The NRA hasn't had anything over this. The NRA has come under attack by these same bills.
Shit, the NRA is just trying to save their asses, what I'm thinking.
Yeah. Well, the NRA is in Virginia, and part of this bill is trying to ban ranges like the one that the NRA has in Virginia. You know, definitely make it more difficult for people to have ranges out there. So I think they lost control of this a long time ago. It spiraled out. This is all the effects of the quote-unquote, do you guys remember 3D chess? Anyone remember that?
The bullshit that was.
Yeah. Does anyone have a book on how you play 3D chess? Because I think the NRA and some other people who supported all this 3D chess nonsense have some splaining to do.
Yeah.
You know, I carry my revolver in single action. Wants to know if they can be taken to court. Yeah, I don't think any of that's worked so far. I know GOA is fighting. GOA is also located in Virginia, by the way. Yeah, or at least they're in D.C. They're in that area, and I know we've had John Crump from GOA on here. They're trying to fight this too. Go ahead.
Hey, I mean, doesn't this come through to a vote with the people? I know once it goes through the House and Senate, won't they have to put that on the election bill to have it finalized?
I don't think so. If someone knows better than me, let me know. But no, at this point, the people should have voted last year. Okay? So the people weren't activated last year. We're not paying attention. We've been saying now for a couple of years, like, hey, guys, you have to pay attention. Even Republicans are doing stuff that's anti-Second Amendment in lots of states. That's what happened here in Florida. But gun folks out there were just not paying attention to this, and now it's gotten totally out of hand. And now we're here at this point where they're going to do this no matter what. Listen, let's remember, this guy that's the governor in Virginia is the guy who multiple times wore blackface.
Yeah, I remember that.
And Democrats, those same Democrats, if you saw, I don't know, did you see the State of the Union, Rod Mills?
No,
no. Yeah.
I mean, I'm non-political at this point. As far as one party or another.
Right.
But you know, I do make it a point to catch the key points of what was said, and you know, my thing is this, man. You know, it's just a bunch of children. Because, you know, okay, say what you want to say about Trump. For you to follow up and do something childish like Nancy Pelosi did, that doesn't bring bipartisanship. It doesn't. It doesn't bring any type of unity. All it does is separates everybody even further. So, you know, my thing is this, you know, you can't, I mean, your reaction, you know, based on someone else's action should not be something to match their action. You know, so I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, I'm
imagine if we set a precedence at that, right? Like, I know, I get it. A lot of people don't pay attention to it. I understand why people don't want to pay attention to it, but it's interesting to think of all the precedents that are being set here, and it's coming from the people on the left, regardless of where you are, you got to think about this. It's coming from the people on the left who are all day trying to say how they're tolerant and they believe in inclusion and everyone has rights and all this kind of stuff. Nancy Pelosi herself, I remember there's a video clip where she's talking about this is in the Constitution, right? All of that, and she's tearing up this thing. How would it look if we go back in time and Obama was doing the State of the Union and someone tore up his speech behind him?
Yeah,
how would people feel about that?
They would have been, that person would have been crucified.
Yeah.
And it's just basically we just all need to come together as one, as Americans first, and at least, to be honest with you, you don't know which way to go nowadays because, you have so many people that on both sides that are anti-Second Amendment. And so, it's like the best way for you to be is to be off to the side and, and then let everybody who is, support the
people who support you.
Exactly. I mean, it's us against the world. Mm-hmm. If you're for the Second Amendment, it's really us against the world. You can't say really honestly that, hey, you know what, I'm a Republican or a Democrat. It's us against the world. Because
why do you say that? I mean, I understand what you're saying, and I think that's 100% true. But can you explain to people why you why you're saying that?
Well, just like you said earlier, what happened here in Florida? This is a Republican-led state, but look what happened. Our gun laws were diminished by who? Republicans. These gun rights. I mean, our governor. That thing that happened with Parkland. That kind of took away, shine the light on everybody, as far as to say, okay, who's with us and who's not against, who's against us. Mm-hmm. And it's a shame. It's a damn shame that we're losing our rights. It's a damn shame that we have to fight for our rights at this point for there's something that's been on the books for since what, seven? When was the Bill of Rights amended in 76?
I would have to go back and look at that. That's
I mean, centuries. I mean, they're trying to basically abolish something that's been there for centuries. Yeah. We can say safe to hey, that's what that is. And you know what? Me as an American, as a former vet, or a vet rather, I feel that, it's a shame. It's a damn shame what this country has come to, mm-hmm. to where, our rights to bear arms are being, jeopardized at this point.
Yeah.
And, I think only a few politicians out there really, truly back us, It's a shame that what happened with the NRA, mm-hmm. Unfortunately, because of what happened, and until they get their shit together, excuse my language, mm-hmm. I haven't paid any type of dues with them, because of the fact that I don't feel confident in them. They get to know, I support the G of A, but, as far as the NRA, until they get their stuff together, we got to make sure that our house is clean before we can go ahead and get out our house and do other things. Mm-hmm. Right now, internally, our house is dirty. And it's made dirty because of the, what the NRA has done, their disarray. And then basically that's caused all kind of confusion between us. And now we can't effectively fight those that are in the left, the way we should be doing.
Yeah. Just real quick here, John Dieter says 1789. He thinks around then for that. And here's what I think about that. So when we're at a point where it's so evident that we're divided, right? I think that's how you started this. You say it's so evident we're divided and people don't know, should I go this side or that side, and then people are like sitting off to the side. Here's the one thing that people should bear in mind. It's very easy to know what you should be in favor of. It's called the Constitution.
Right.
That's what's made this great experiment, work here in America, right? Of all mm-hmm. different kinds of people living together, fighting together, and growing and advancing society, not just in America, or civilization, not just in America, but across the world. The Constitution is a massively important part of that. So when whatever you're doing, if you are going to degrade or eliminate parts or in whole the Constitution, that's wrong. And that's what everyone needs to bear in mind. It's there for a reason. It defends and protects all of us, right? So you can't just pick and choose like, Nancy Pelosi. This is what's happening there. This is what's happening with lots of looking at the State of the Union and looking at those people. And this is where I was going with it. Looking at those folks there that refuse to stand up or clap or applaud for certain things that we, like you're talking about, that we could all agree on. That we should all agree on. The fact that they would not do that, and then they went to the point of insulting the president, regardless how you feel about him, in that way, shows us what's happening in America, and people need to get back to realizing that ultimately what's important here is the Constitution. That's what's going to save us. If we lose that, this is all over. It's a piece of paper, but we all have to agree to it. We all have to abide by it. Otherwise, we are going to have what everyone calls the boogaloo. There's people in America that are not going to give up to that. That are not going to let these guys go, yeah, that's all gone. Because once, like when the Second Amendment part of it falls, everything else is falling behind that, And I really, really think that the Democrats are so misguided that they don't realize that most of America sees and accepts that. In today's world, when this, what's the name of this comedian, man? It slips my mind. Dave Chappelle, was saying that he was talking about how much he believes in the First Amendment and people's right to say what they have to say, and comedians, and he was talking about how there's comedians that say stuff that he doesn't like, but he still supports the First Amendment, and he said, and if that doesn't work, that's why we have the Second Amendment.
And people were not happy about that.
Yeah, they were not happy about it because here's this guy who's not a supporter of Trump. As a matter of fact, who's he supporting? Isn't he supporting like Buttigieg or something like that? I think he is.
Butt plug? I didn't know he supported butt plug.
He's supporting him, but he's saying, hey, this is why we have this thing. So I think most people in America see that really clearly, and when they see these kinds of things, they realize what's going on. And to move that forward to what's happening here in Virginia. In Virginia, the Democrats put in this guy that was in blackface multiple times. They did not tell this guy, for all the crap that they say, right? For all of the sitting down that they did and all the protests and tearing up shit at the State of the Union, they did not ask this guy to step aside, okay, after the election. This guy also is an abortion doctor that believes you can abort the baby up until the time it's born.
It's crazy.
And this guy is trying to take away our right to defend ourselves. That should tell you something. If it's going to sound crazy to you, right, to think that aliens could come here and start harvesting our babies, right, and using them for whatever they want, but then you think that this guy who believes in that, who believes in harvesting babies, is saying you guys don't need to be armed. Just think about that. He clearly does not care about human life. And he also thinks we don't need to be armed. That should scare the living shit out of you.
Yeah.
To think about that. And it's just sad that like people in Virginia are not awake until this point, when the point came to thinking about this and actually getting out there and voting on this and staying vigilant. I'm glad these guys are mad and they're upset and they're doing things now. But where were they when it was time to vote? Because that's how, I know everyone makes it a joke about the boogaloo, but the boogaloo is not fun, man. When that catches a fire in America, that's not fun times for anyone.
Nope.
So, let me just cut to this real quick, and then I'll let you say. I know you got something to say here. JAC gave us $5. He says New Mexico was trying to get some red flag laws passed to where police and family could do the report. Yesterday, that got knocked down to only police. Okay. Shouldn't be red flags at all. I'm 100% against red flags. You could just look at, we put up a video a few days ago about the woman in Colorado that red flagged a police officer because her son basically decided to commit suicide by cop and went out there with a knife and charged these police officers, and they did what they're supposed to do, and he lost his life. So then she went out and red flagged the cop that did it, saying that he is related to this kid because he shot him. And so she basically lied on the red flag application, and then the court put out an order for her arrest. She was in hiding. She actually got caught when she was live on someone's show. Someone told me that the guy's show, I don't know if you guys saw, there's a video of this. The guy's show that she was on is actually a gun guy, and she was on his show when the cops caught up to her, and that guy reached out to me today, so I'm going to try.
What's his name? What was this guy's show?
Hold on, I'll tell you his channel. Give me a second here, because he emailed me today. Let me see.
I kind of want to go watch this video of her getting arrested.
Yeah, his hold on a second. Oh crap.
And now you have no idea. Is it a big channel? Is it a small channel?
No, okay, hold on, I'll tell you right now. Shooting with Uncle Dan. No, hold on. No, I'm sorry. That's who told him. I'm trying to remember the name of his channel. His name is Tim Boyer. If you want to look him up. Tim Boyer. I'm trying to remember his particular show. It sounds like really familiar. Someone out there in the chat probably knows exactly what the name of it is.
Somebody will say.
Yeah. So let me see. I'll try. If you look up that woman and look at the video where she got arrested, you'll see this gentleman.
Woman arrested trying to use red flag wall. Here we go. Here's the Denver.
Mm-hmm.
She looks crazy. Susan Holmes.
Yeah. So she was on the show with him.
Could you give me a rundown of what actually happened? Why did she red flag the cop in the first place? She said that the cop shot her son. Is that what it was?
Yeah. So here's what happened. So her son was very distraught. He had some emotional problems, right? I suggest if people have problems like this, please reach out for help. There's lots of places you could reach out to help.
Oh yeah.
He had these issues. He decided, there's some people I think that they have, like, I don't know, maybe religious reasons or whatever. They don't want to off themselves, right? So there's this thing now that we have where people are trying to commit suicide by cop by going out there and forcing a police officer into a situation where the police officer takes their life. He basically did this, and there's video of him doing this with a police officer, another police officer, and they're asking him multiple times to stop. He advances on them, and that police officer winds up with a knife. He winds up drawing his gun, shooting him, and he died. Okay? So, and I know there's people that say, well, okay, so these cops need better training and all that. I 100% agree with that. They need better training. There's not a lot of training for these situations that's going on out there. Ultimately, they have to save their own lives. They have to defend themselves just like anyone else. So this happened.
So wait, what is this? This guy supposedly is going to be on your show, possibly?
Well, no. So the guy so what happened with her is because her son died in this way, she decided to red flag the police officer who shot her son.
Which is illegal. You can't do that.
Yeah. So on the paperwork in the application, it says the person being red flagged has to be related to you somehow. So she lied on there saying that the police officer was related to her because he shot her son.
Wow.
No. Okay. So the cops raided and bust her.
So when this all went to court, this officer had to go to court on his own dime and everything like that. The judge, threw this out. She obviously lied. So there was a warrant issued for her because she lied on an official document. She lied on this application. So she went she went into hiding. She was on the run. And then my understanding, I'm trying to get the guy that has the YouTube channel that she was live on, or whatever social media it is. I'm not sure it was YouTube. But she was live on this guy's channel talking to him. He's a gun guy, because someone else out there said, hey, you got to talk to this guy. And they put us in touch. She was live on his show when she got arrested.
That's funny to me.
So I'm trying to get him to come on so he could talk about this whole thing, to just figure out, like, hey, what happened? How'd you, I guess he's in Colorado, maybe she's in Colorado, maybe he felt sorry for her situation and all that, and she was talking to him live on the air when the cops rolled up on her and arrested her. So, yeah. Do you understand that? You get the gist of that now?
Somebody said,
no. Yeah.
Mr. Bullshitter says that I believe that they said that she said they had a child together.
Yeah, she said that that they had a child that was related to them, and her and the police officer, and it was this son of hers that he was involved in the shooting incident with.
This guy sounds like a total. The guy I'm looking at his YouTube channel that had her on. I would not have him on my channel. I'm just saying.
Oh, okay.
His one of his videos 2 days ago was support Susan Holmes. No, I'm not gonna support Susan Holmes. Sorry.
Oh, so he wants to
he's
support
on her side.
Oh,
yeah.
he's
well. So what I hear is that he's a gun guy. So
okay.
I don't know why he's supporting. I'm not sure. See, this is why I'm telling you. I don't know why he wants to support her when she's obviously anti-gun. If he's a gun guy, does his channel look like he's a gun guy?
He is a gun guy. Yeah, he's got videos of building AR-15s and shit.
Yeah.
Is he related to her?
I don't think so.
How on earth did he get in contact and say, "Hey, come do a podcast with me"?
I mean, that's simple because I mean, her name, you can find her on maybe Facebook, LinkedIn.
This is hilarious. She tried to do the whole sovereign citizen-y thing of, you cannot arrest me. I do not accept you into my home. It's like, you got a warrant. They don't give a shit about that.
Yeah, that means nothing then.
Yeah, you can't just conveniently use the law when it.
So there are a couple. To me, there are a couple takeaways here. I don't support somebody lying on federal documents. Like that's some bullshit. Don't do that. So arrest her ass for perjuring on the federal document, whatever. But on the same side, this shows how bad red flag laws are. Like anybody can lie about it at any point.
Absolutely.
And get somebody else in trouble.
Yeah.
So everything is wrong here. Everything about this sucks. There's nothing good here.
No.
Everything about this whole situation is garbage.
Yeah. This is the problem with red flag laws in America because there's this epidemic of red flag laws being put into effect around the country. What the hell?
Yep.
You got to ask yourself, what the hell? Why is this happening? And it's the same thing that's happening here in Virginia, or a similar thing where they're trying to just put all of these laws on top of stuff when we already have laws, and people have the right to defend themselves, and especially against the government. And in this case, when the government of Virginia is deciding that they're going to take away your rights, that's the reason why you have those rights. So the gun snob says, I saw that video. That dude is an idiot that had her on the live stream. He was supporting her. So there you go. Okay.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. He says, I don't understand how any gun guy that is against red flags can support her when she lied to get one. Yeah, I don't really understand what the position is. Listen, like I said, he reached out. Someone told me, hey, maybe you should talk to this guy. We communicated. And if he has a reason why, as a gun guy, he's interested in supporting someone that's clearly trying to take away his rights, or abuse red flag law. Red flag laws shouldn't exist. If you're a gun guy, I don't think you should be in support of those. And then if you abuse that in order to take away guns from people, in this case, she's using it against a cop, and that might be why he's supporting her. But I think we've got to figure that out, right? This is one of the things that happens within the gun community. It seems like there's almost half of the community that hates cops. And then the other half understands the function of why we have cops in society. So I think that police officers are human beings, and because of that, we're prone to get bad police officers. There's not proper.
Every job has bad people.
Right. And there's not proper vetting for police officers. Everyone should not be a police officer. We talked about this last night. People should be paid well, trained well, and we're just not doing that in America. So this is why we have problems. At the same time, as a society, we created this. We can't act. Someone didn't magically come down here and create this job of police officer.
Yeah.
This goes back in the days when someone used to make someone else sit outside the cave or outside the huts or whatever and look out for saber-toothed tigers coming in the middle of the night. Right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so we asked for this. We got to learn how to deal with it. However, though, I find like when we have cops here on the show, there's just a certain amount of people that just lose their minds. You know, and it's a weird thing, but it's happening, right? So, the gun snob says he would like to hear what this guy has to think, or what this guy
His
thinks.
channel, if you want to go look, his channel, and I'm not sending you to troll him. Literally, if you just want to go watch videos.
Mm-hmm.
TIMMBMN. So that's hold on. I'm gonna get the native phonetic out real quick. Hank, what's the native phonetic alphabet for that?
What? TIM? Tactical, tactical impudence.
Tango India.
Oh, okay.
Tango India Mike. Tango India Mike Yankee.
Oh, okay.
Bravo Mike.
Yeah. Why
November.
are you asking me? Why are you asking me?
Timmy
if you know?
Timmy Bimmin. TIMMBMN. If you guys want to go look. So.
Yeah. So listen, to get back to this Virginia thing, this is really, Virginia is becoming the spotlight for what's happening in America right now. I don't think it's just Virginia. I think all pro-gun, we already know this is happening in anti-gun states, but pro-gun states are being targeted. Mike Bloomberg is kicking out a crap ton of money, including to Republican politicians, not just Democratic politicians. And we're getting a lot of this right now, and we have to push back. It's not enough for guys to go out there and just buy every gun in existence, and then the next thing you know, you're a felon 100,000 times over because of the guns or the ammo or the magazines or the suppressors that you have.
Hank, is there anybody in the chat from Virginia?
Good question. By the way, please, everyone, smash the thumbs ups. We have 100 people out there. I don't see 100 thumbs ups, so it will be nice for us to get it. Who is from Virginia out there? Let us know.
If anyone, yeah.
If you're from Virginia. Bueller? Brian Quick says, I don't believe more than 50% of law enforcement are gun guys. I would put it more like 10 to 20%.
No, I don't think most. I think few law enforcement are gun guys. But, I mean, that's like saying most of the military are gun guys. Like, it's just a job. Like, you just get into it because it's a job.
Yeah, JP from Blue Rifle Society, who was on last night, who is a police officer serving in Connecticut, he says he agrees with Brian. He thinks it's 10 to 20%.
Yeah. No, I again, it's like any job. You're not going to – you might have a higher percentage because they deal with firearms and people with firearms, but it's just a profession like any other. So
yeah,
you're not getting into it necessarily because you're a gun guy.
Yeah.
Oh, CB's from Virginia.
Okay, what's the question you want to ask him?
I just kind of want to get his viewpoint on what he thinks. I know CB's a gun guy. He's been he's a regular on your show.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So just kind of trying to figure out how he feels about how this is affecting him directly.
All right, CB, if you could tell us that, we'll be happy to voice your opinion here. And if there's anyone, Kevin Sneed also says he's from Virginia. Let's see what CB has to say. He said cops just do the job mostly.
That's what I figured it was just a job.
Yeah. Listen, I think there are cops that is not just a job to them. I feel that way about JP from Blue Rifle Society. He's a man of honor, it seems to me. He's got some courage to come on here, man, and take blows.
Get shouted down.
Yeah. And I think, he's probably an exception in a lot of cases, but there are police officers out there that really take it seriously, and really care and value the job that they're doing. And the proof of that is when they're willing to call out the bad actors within the police department or police force. So did we get back from CB what he thinks? Kevin Sneed is also there. So you Virginia guys, let us know what you think. And Len Holt says, just watch. The cops will be the next one to be disarmed, or they will fall in line to keep their jobs. Thinking about the long game. Police officers were disarmed in England for the most part.
That's why they have so many problems.
Yeah, it's made
I think we all know that.
Yeah.
That's Richard Monder just said a lot of police here in the UK were gun people before the handgun ban in 3 parts of the UK.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing
go
ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say, have you seen the videos of them? One guy with a knife and the cops are surrounding him, trying to like put the knife down. And it's like they have nothing to do. They can't stop the dude. They can't.
Well,
because one dude carries a taser and the other cops have to just kind of hope.
the regular street cops don't have guns, but they do have SWAT teams, though.
Yeah. But that to me, that's unacceptable.
Yeah. I would not.
My country.
I wouldn't do that
I
job.
couldn't be a cop. Nah.
Hell no, I'm not being a cop.
That's what they call it, top flight security.
Yeah. Listen, it's tough to do that job in America where you could be armed, okay? And like I keep saying to you, we're asking people to do it. The thing is, in England, where you cannot be armed, that is not a job to do.
Hell no.
Well, the key thing is that a lot of people fail to realize is that even though they have banned guns now, well, their knife attacks and and blunt force object deaths are gone up. So, it's easy to look at it in one direction, but if you want to look at the whole picture, the 360, hey, you know what? Okay, we can ban guns all we want to. People that want to do bad things will do bad things no matter what.
You ain't stopping a dude from doing bad things.
That's not going to just make murderers out there complacent now.
No, absolutely not. It's human beings. We're fighting human nature here.
Right. So, okay, first is guns, now it's knives, now it's hammers, now it's, I mean, come on. At some point, why don't you, the politicians, they have to ask themselves, hey, what if this ban doesn't work? Or at least you know what, in Virginia, why don't they should at least have it to where they have the sunset clause. Hey, you know what? Well, I'm against, let me go. Okay, first of all, before I go down before I get hammered on this, I'm against the gun ban, period. Okay. Right. But the nation tried an assault weapons ban with Bill Clinton that had the sunset policy in it, that after 5 years, if there's no significant difference in assault weapons deaths from the ban, and then before the ban and then with the ban, then you have to reinstate the assault weapons.
Right. Yeah.
So
if we already tried it, there's no need to go down that path again. It's like Brexit. It's like Brexit. Yeah. Why would it's like England saying right now, oh, you know what? Let's there's this new Eurozone.
Yeah, we should jump in on this, guys. It's really cool.
Right.
It's like, no.
Yeah. I was actually, the crazy thing, I was actually talking to a coworker for an hour and a half after work, not getting paid, in the parking lot, explaining. His first thing was, well, why do you need an AR? Okay, so we go down that road. Okay.
So give me your argument for that, because somebody asked me that the other day. One of my coworkers, and this was so my coworker, for anybody curious, was raised in, like, I guess part of the bad part of Detroit. So he sees guns totally differently than I do.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, well, because I was like, yeah, we had our meeting with everybody together. I was like, yeah, check this out. I was playing with an AK that I built. He's like, well, why do you need an AK? And I was just like, I don't want to get into
why do you need shoes?
That's how I always feel. But Rod, I want to hear what you have to say. What would you tell your coworker?
I mean, for the first thing, I'm going to tell you the same thing that I tell everybody, because I'm first and foremost, I'm legally able to have it. I did everything by the book as it states that I should. 2, I can afford it. 3, I like having fun with an AR-15. And then he's like, well, how do you have fun with it? I'm like,
you pulled the trigger on one, my friend.
Yeah, pulled the trigger. That's how you do it.
Well, yeah. I'm like, hey, I do 3 gun, I do 2 gun. I like to go to the range and test my accuracy, which is fun, which is basically the equivalent of golf, if you think about it, or basketball. What are you trying to do in those sports? You're trying to test your accuracy. Yeah, that's what I like doing. And also, last but not least, I want to have the most effective way to kill somebody or stop a threat that's trying to kill me if someone tries to do that. Okay? Do I need to go any further?
No.
And then also from that, then it's like, okay, well, why do you do, and then it's like, okay, why do you, they won't even allow you to finish saying all of that. Then it's, okay, why do you do it? I said, well, you know what? First and foremost, let's not, I love Hollywood, but Hollywood also does not do the gun industry any favors. Everybody thinks that an AK-47 or AR-15 is automatic. Mm-hmm. Okay, that isn't true. I'm like, there's no difference between my semi-automatic rifle and a handgun. They both shoot one time with the squeeze of the trigger. Mm-hmm. You let it go, you squeeze it again, and another round goes down range. There's no difference. And then now the one thing that I do kill them on, I said, well, let's go with statistics. The FBI says that less than 1% of all gun-related deaths are by AR-15s or assault rifles. So banning, what is your plan to ban? Are you trying to help anybody? Are you trying to save lives? No, you're not saving lives by banning AR-15s or AK-47s or any assault weapon. And then let's not even go down that part of, okay, so what about all these other weapons like SKSs and, or MP5s or
hammers,
screwdrivers, so I'm like,
baseball bats,
exactly.
Football
So
helmets,
we ban all of them,
motorcycles, cars.
So a lot of people they take it to when they're looking at.
Well, did you see this? There was a guy who I think his son died in a car accident or something, right? Which is a horrible thing, right? That's like the nightmare for a parent. So his son died in a car accident. He's sitting in a car. He decides to drive that car into a crowd of kids. Mm-hmm. That's what he did. I mean, that's a broken person. It's not the car. It's not the car's fault, and we can't ban that type of car or any type of car for that matter and solve that problem. Because if we didn't have cars, bad stuff will happen to our kids anyway.
Right. But the thing, but to get back to what I was saying is, I'm like, hey, look, let's look at the federal government statistics. If you're trying to save lives, the majority of all gun deaths are by handguns. So you're okay with banning less than 1% of all assault rifles or weapons, period. Mm-hmm. But you're okay with, hey, you know what? The other 99% that is doing a majority of all the killing, you're okay with that. That makes no sense to me. Mm-hmm. Tell me where that makes no sense at all. Well, and then when I tell them that, then then they just walk away. They throw their hands up and they walk away. Because I'm like, there's no way on earth. And then also, let's not even go with the other side of this. Hell, if somebody's killing your daughter, your mother, your son, your wife, your sister, are you going to say, oh, you know what? No, I'm not going to pick up that AR-15 or that AK-47. I'm going to pick up a handgun. No, you're going to pick up whatever it is closest to you that's going to kill them.
Yeah.
And I want the best tool possible.
Yeah, the best. Right. That's what I was going to say, the best tool. These are tools. Think about this.
I want the most effective tool I can get.
Yeah, absolutely.
If I'm going into surgery, I don't want you using, technology from 1902.
Right.
I want you to use high-end, wonderful modern medicine.
Yeah, and these are simple tools, by the way, and we can go back to other simple tools. I think I was looking at Joe Rogan today, right? And he was talking about how the certain tribes of Indians were able to, be like when the settlers were first dealing with them, they had to reload, they had to muzzle reload their pistols and stuff like that, right? And rifles. And these guys could send off shot after shot of arrows. Right? So arrows are old school technology and still incredibly lethal. These are just tools that are efficient. Oh, hold on a second. I'm going somewhere. I'm going somewhere.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No. It's just I just want to make this point because something came up in the news recently that I think is relevant to this. Neighbor kills man with crossbow while trying to save him from pit bull attacks. Okay, a Massachusetts man was being attacked by 2 pit bulls when his neighbor grabbed a crossbow and tried to intervene, but apparently struck and killed the man. Instead, prosecutors said investigators believe the neighbor heard a commotion Wednesday afternoon, called the Adams Police Department officials. The neighbor could hear somebody screaming for help, saying, "Please shoot the dogs." Berkshire County.
Oh yeah,
District
I could be way better with a pistol or a rifle than I could with a freaking crossbow.
Yeah. He grabbed the crossbow, fired, striking one of the pit bulls in the scruff of the neck. The arrow then went through a closed door, hit the victim while he was trying to barricade himself from the dogs.
Holy shit!
So, and lots of people were sending me this article, and I'm not trying to interrupt you because I think you were in a friggin' awesome flow just now, but this is the thing. If this person had used a handgun or an AR, like you said, would have been the better tool. Even if there was some friendly fire here and that guy got hit, it might have been easier to save him than to save him from this arrow wound, and he would have definitely been more effective. Right?
Right.
You know, this is the problem that we're facing. Like, people don't understand these are tools, and they are old technology. An AR-15 is old technology that we're talking about here.
It really is. In the grand scheme of things, it's 60 years old.
Yeah.
So let me now Walter will love this demonstration here. You know, when you're talking to people that don't know guns, they don't know, first and foremost, if they don't know guns, they definitely don't know ammo or ballistics. Okay. So I raised this to them. I said, hey, this is a AR-15 round. Oh, no, I don't even say that. I said, if you look at these two, which would you rather get shot with? Oh, the smaller one. Well, this is a AR-15 round. This is a 8mm ammo round from a 1942 Mauser, Yugoslavian Mauser, 8mm. Okay, but you would rather get killed. You'd rather ban this than this, you know, or 50mm round here. So
it's not based on logic. The argument's not based on logic. I mean, that's the problem that we're facing here, right?
But the thing is,
it's not rational.
They're going by what they see on TV, and they say, well, when they look at this, when they come over to the house, they see this big 50 cal round here. They're like, oh man, what's that? An AR-15? No, this isn't an AR. This is what you want to go ahead and keep. But this little small thing here is what you want to ban. AR-15 round is nothing but a 22 stretched. Yeah. Okay, that's been stretched in neck.
So let's be honest about this. They want to get rid of everything.
They want to get rid of everything.
Yeah, they want to get rid of everything.
And my thing is this, that's my object, my goal, to find out, okay, are you really just trying to get rid of everything, or are you trying to do it one by one? You know, my thing is this, they're like, man, they are so lost. First and foremost, there are no, I even offered my expertise in firearms free of charge to not only politicians, but to news stations. So, because you know what? I tell them, hey, I hate for you guys to sound stupid and ignorant on TV, okay? Okay, I hate, and that's what you guys sound like when you're saying.
You to sound the way you are, but I can try to help you a little bit.
Exactly. When you tell me they make stupid statements like, what did that one politician made a crazy. Yeah, you know, I'm like, that sounds stupid.
Okay, but I have to tell you, why are you trying to help them?
No, but what I want to do is I want to educate them, okay? Because if we don't educate them, the only thing that they're going to do is go by what? Hearsay, okay? It's different from you to try to explain something once you've been educated on it, instead of hearing or going through what you see on the movies.
Politicians don't give a shit. It's a problem.
Yeah,
they want to use any means necessary to disarm the citizenry of the United States.
You're right,
if part of that includes telling you that movies are true and every gun is scary and you should do this and this and this, and that's what they're going to do.
Yeah.
But my thing is really just to set them up to say, hey, you know what? So you're saying this, but let's talk about this now. Yeah, nobody wants to have that freaking discussion. I mean, hey, town halls. Open up a damn town hall. You know, bring people in that know firearms, ballistics, ammo, Bring them. Don't just stop talking. Listen to the people that you're looking at. That look at John Wick.
There's such a thing that exists already. It's called YouTube, and there's tons of people, not just us, on YouTube explaining to people what this is, and what they're doing every day is dismantling those people. This is what they choose
to do this.
Yeah,
they choose to do this.
Let me. You know what? You're making a good point here, man. You're on a roll. I love the passion, especially. But we got to go on. You asked CB, and then I believe someone else from Virginia this question. So CB answered in this way and way back. So I'm going to go back to this. I'm going to ask everyone watching us now. We have more than 100 people. Smash the thumbs ups, guys. I appreciate that. If I haven't reminded you guys, you need to go to hankstrange.com and sign up for our email list. Very important. We are going to give away 500 rounds of 9mm at some point here. Lola's figuring all that out, so I'm going to get that taken care of. But you have to be on the email list for that because she's going to check it. Okay, CB said, I have a suppressor on ATF weight. It might affect me. It could get put in limbo. If I get it, I'm keeping it. So that's from CB, who's in Virginia. Yes, he's directly affected by this. You know. Let me see, where was I'm trying to, I think down here after that there was an answer from CB also says no one I know will comply. I'm trying to see, what was the name of the other guy that was from Virginia? Oh, Kevin Sneed. Kevin Sneed. Go ahead. Sorry.
I'm trying to keep my mouth shut.
The motor voter. First and foremost, let's make sure we get this right. I see your comment where it says, why does Rod vote Dem? At any point in time, you tell me when you ever seen me vote Democrat. Tell me.
Yeah, I don't.
The motor voter. This is your time. I want you to say right now when you have ever heard me say I voted either Republican or Democrat. If you're gonna now see, the thing is, now we got assholes like the motor voter in the damn chat. Just throwing out shit. Well, no.
Listen, okay. Don't listen.
No, he had his chance. Let me say mine. You just throwing out shit just to see if it's gonna stick. But you don't know when I vote. You're guessing. You're no better than those folks out there that's anti-gun. In my case, if you're just guessing what another man does, okay?
You good?
I'm good.
Yeah. I am way behind the current.
Daddy, in the dining room, and now I got to figure out if we can still continue with dinner or not.
Okay, I'm way behind what's going on in the chat, so I'm not aware of that. I know Motorboater's been on here a lot. You and Motorboater, I think, are always getting into it, huh?
I'm gonna put words in his mouth.
I've never seen Motorboater before.
Oh, okay.
No, he's on here.
Yeah, he's
I'm gonna
on
put
here.
words in Motorboater's mouth, but my guess is when what's his name, the Tallahassee mayor is running for governor.
Well, hold on, baby. You thought. You know what? It's a lot of people out there.
Listen, if you're gonna say, hold on a second, Rod. If you're gonna respond to someone, you need to say what they're saying.
Listen, I thought you said that. I didn't think you. Stop thinking things. Listen, I never said that. I never said that.
Okay, are you saying there's no basis for folks out there who watch this podcast and have seen you on here before? There's no basis for them to say that you support Democrats in some way?
Exactly. Because I don't.
Okay. All right. So what discussion have you had that involves Democrats? Because I'm sure we've had some discussion.
Exactly. Any discussion that I've had has been right.
You're always trying to be down the middle, rational, looking at both sides and trying to. Yes, I would say that.
You know what? I vote Democrat. No, that's crazy. Mm-hmm. You know, how would I vote? Okay.
And, let me ask you this: what does it matter? What does it even matter?
I vote Democrat when I got a safe. As you can see behind me, I got a freaking safe full of guns.
But Rod, here's what I'm trying to ask you, right? Here's what I'm trying to ask you. What does it matter if you vote Democrat? Florida is run by Republicans, and Republicans are
sticking us up the butt.
Yeah, Republicans are killing the Second Amendment and the Constitution in general here in Florida. So,
exactly.
What difference does it make? Like, I don't. Listen, I get it. Let me explain to people. For a long time, when I moved to Florida, I actually got my citizenship in 2003, and I moved almost immediately to Florida, okay? And I registered as a Democrat. So because that's what a lot of people of color do. It's a silly thing. I 100% agree with anyone that says that. As soon as I started to figure things out for myself, I was voting mostly Republican, right? For whatever it matters to folks. A couple of years ago, I actually switched over to a Republican. And I've supported Republicans for a long time before that. We're living in Florida that's run by Republicans, and Republicans all the way up to the governor in Florida have installed frickin' gun control in Florida.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Let's just realize that before we start getting all crazy, that what difference does it make here? Ultimately, the Constitution is the Constitution. We can't trust any frickin' politicians. It doesn't matter if they have a R or a D behind their name. Okay? We cannot trust them to uphold the Constitution if it doesn't benefit them. Nancy Pelosi talks about it when it benefits her. Okay, sure. Trump said, with the Second Amendment, awesome. But he himself did something so declaratively counter to the Second Amendment from the beginning of his presidency. He made pieces of plastic into machine guns and anyone who possesses them in America to be felons. He's a Republican. Let's just bear that in mind for a second here. And I voted for him. Okay, so like the reason why I'm bringing this up, when I was at SHOT Show and we did that panel, there was a gentleman at the panel that said the same thing. He was like, I just don't know how to explain to these people, like, why are they, and when he was talking about these people, he was talking about people that look like me. Like, how come they don't support Republicans? Why do they support the Democrats?
Because you don't support us.
And that guy actually set off Kevin Dixie. I don't know. I think that might be on that live cast that Lola did from there. Well, you can't see it because it was on Facebook. So anyway, it set off Kevin Dixie. And I try to tell that guy in a nice way, sir, Republicans run Florida. Okay? And they put in gun control. Let's keep that in mind first. That's the problem that we need to fix. Politicians do not support the Constitution.
Absolutely.
Okay?
They don't.
That's the big problem that we're facing. So, I don't know if that settles it. Let's try to get, I think it's Kevin Sneed that was also in Virginia. He says, I'm still holding out some hope here. I don't think we're going to be able to stop the bad laws from passing this session. That's what he says. I'm holding out hope that we can beat it in court, and I'm expecting massive non-compliance. So, and then I'm going to scroll down because we're way behind on whatever is going on. Are you still fighting with someone in the chat? No. Rod Mills, don't get into fights in the chat.
You know me, Hank. Hey,
then don't be mad when you come on here and people get on you when you're in there. Also.
Oh no! But you know one thing. Hey, if you're gonna say something about me, make sure you say it right. Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna make you two kiss and hug it out.
Yeah, fuck him.
Oh, that's terrible. That's terrible. I think this is a moment where you guys are gonna have to hug it out at this point. You're going to have to hug it out. We are all on the same side. This is the exact point I was trying to make before. We all need to be on the side of the Constitution. Okay?
Exactly.
Yeah, and the motorboater says, so how about this weather?
Daddy just hit Bobby. Can we go back to dinner, please? My chicken nuggets are getting cold.
Oh my God. Listen, it's Friday. You guys are cracking me up. So whatever. It's all good. Oh my goodness. Okay, listen. We were speaking about Bloomberg. So I don't want to let go of this thing going on in Virginia. I think it's really massive. This is becoming worse and worse as time goes on. And obviously this is going to get really heated. And I really don't know where this is going to go, to be honest with you. But let me go on to some other things here. There was something I saw in the news that I wanted to talk about in regards to Bloomberg. I don't know if you guys saw. Let me actually share this with you guys so you could see this article. Here, I'll throw this up in our chat here so you can pull it up and look at it for yourself. And I will also share it with the folks out there who want to see it. about Bloomberg because it's very interesting, and maybe you guys can make some money with this. Here's the article. Mike Bloomberg is paying influencers, quote unquote, to make him seem cool. Oh, Bloomberg, man, this money thing's interesting here. The Bloomberg campaign is trying a strategy familiar to every other startup with a ton of cash and a questionable business model, paying influencers to make it seem cool. One day after the Iowa caucuses were effectively botched by the disastrous rollout of a new vote counting app, billionaire Mike Bloomberg announced that he intended to capitalize on chaos from the Hawkeye state by doubling the advertising budget of his presidential campaign. But in addition to a flood of traditional advertising on television, radio, and online outlets targeting Super Tuesday voters, the campaign's advertising budget includes a strategy familiar to every other startup with a ton of cash and a questionable business model, paying influencers to make it seem cool. Do you guys see this?
I have not seen that, but that's funny that he needs popular people to give him credibility.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
It says the Bloomberg campaign has quietly begun a campaign on Tribe, branded content marketplace that connects social media influencers with the brands that want to advertise to their followers to pitch influencers on creating content, highlighting why they love former New York City mayor for a price. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Stop fucking listening, everybody. Stop fucking listening to people that don't have your best interest at heart, which is very few people. Most of them are probably you, your wife, your kids. That's probably it. So quit listening to everybody out there. Now I'm getting heated. Stop fucking listening to all these people like celebrities or musicians or basketball players, whoever the fuck it is. Stop listening to them. They don't give a shit about you. Don't listen to fucking that whole thing about influencers. Fuck off. Fuck all influencers. Who gives a shit? Stop having them sell dumb shit to you that you don't need. Ugh. I hate it. I hate all of it.
Yeah. Okay. Apparently, so Rod Mills is enjoying fighting with everyone in the chat. By the way.
And
I am not going to stoke this fire. Yeah, I'm not stoking this fire. So you guys just go ahead, Rod Mills. You are obviously enjoying it.
Oh yeah, I love it.
You're obviously
now I'm set off about stupid fucking influence because it makes me mad that people like they're just paid to try to get you to buy dumb shit that you don't need. Right. And this is paying you to try to believe that a stupid fucking politician has your best interest at heart, which they don't. None of them do. None of them do.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyways, so now that I've blown my load for the night.
Yeah. We know Babyface's position on this. Rod Mills, do you have a position on this whole Bloomberg thing?
Man, I can't stand Bloomberg. I hated Bloomberg before I even knew he was anti-gun.
Okay.
Yeah, so, I mean, my thing is this, man, let's just go ahead and get, I got a good friend of mine. I mean, actually, I call him my mentor. And he and we go back and forth just so, you guys don't think that, hey, I go off on people that I don't know. I go off on people that I hold close to me, too, and when I'm passionate, okay? I got a friend of mine, he's in his 70s, and he lives in California, and he is totally anti-gun, straight Democrat, and me and him, we get into it on Facebook about at least 3 or 4 times a week. At least 3 or 4. So I just want to let you know, me, what I'm saying with the range, that man, when I'm off of here, that clown, he does his thing, I do my thing, okay? But again, if you're gonna call me out, expect for somebody, I'm gonna punch you back. You know what I'm saying?
Wait a second. I think I asked you about Bloomberg, but you're still going.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You and the guys in the chat are still going at it. I am trying to handle the people's business over here.
Okay, I'm sorry.
You guys take this up. You all go follow Rod Mills wherever he is and go.
Hey. Matter of fact, follow me. Follow me, on my Facebook page is Rod Mills. I'm not afraid of you. I'll friend you. We can go back and forth.
You're grown-ass men. Go meet at the local bar, get drunk, get torn up, wind up, wake up the next morning in a hotel room or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
That's all up to you guys. That's all up to you guys. Yeah. What I'm trying to get, you kind of started off with Bloomberg and somehow segued back into.
I got dragged back then, man.
You dragging your own self down there. You're dragging your own self down here. Let me see. I'm trying to see what here is not part of your ongoing battle with every single person in the chat right now.
I'm not going on with everybody in the chat. I love people in the chat.
Brian Quick says, "Can we get Crumpy and JP on tonight?" No. No, not happening. Let's see. And then Richard Mondo says Rod Mills sent Babyface P some Red Bull.
Seriously, that shit bothers me.
Yeah, Patrick got triggered by that right there.
What happened with that?
Influencers trigger me. Ugh.
I missed something.
He got triggered by the whole.
Rod was so focused on fighting people in the chat. He wasn't fucking listening.
No, he wasn't listening. We're gonna go on to a whole other thing.
Fuck me.
Okay, forget about Bloomberg. Okay, I'm gonna go on to a whole other thing then. Let's see. Okay, let's throw some crazy news up there. I like this one. Is interesting here. David Cameron's bodyguard leaves gun in plane toilet at JFK. If you don't know who David Cameron is, he was the former Prime Minister of England. A bodyguard for former British Prime Minister David Cameron left a loaded semi-automatic pistol in a plane's toilet at JFK, sparking panic just before the jet took off from New York, according to reports Wednesday. The unidentified bodyguard left a loaded Glock 19 along with the politician's passport. Why does the bodyguard have all of this? With the politician's passport in the toilet of British Airways flight as it waited to take off for London's Heathrow late Monday. Wow, that's interesting. So only the elites in England could have guns, apparently.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, nobody's surprised by that. Yeah, a stunned passenger found the gun and passport taking a photo and terrifying other travelers as he showed them what was there. Okay.
Yeah, stupid.
The gun was just resting on the side by the sink in the toilet, one passenger told the UK paper, saying the man who found it was stunned by what he saw on the London-bound jet. A few minutes later, the captain came into our section and confirmed a gun had been found, which freaked everyone out, a 33-year-old businessman told The Sun. You know what's funny? Can I tell you guys what's really funny about this? Back in the olden days, you were traveling to some part of the world. You just tucked your pistola into your belt. You got on the plane. You went about your business. We have reverted. Like we're going backwards. We're going backwards in this world. Yep. This is really what are you up to?
Who?
Patrick.
Nothing. I'm not up to anything. What the fuck? What do you think I'm up to?
Yeah. So, what do you guys think about this? You got. Give me your. Who wants to go for this? What? You shot your load. You shot your load now.
Blood pressure's so high as is. I don't want to have a heart attack. God. I'm already angry and throwing things.
Yeah, Atomic Bulls, I don't know. He wants to stick on Bloomberg. He said Bloomberg had a commercial with Obama. He wants to be Obama. So what do you think about this, Rod Mills? What's your thoughts on this? The bodyguard of former British Prime Minister leaving it in the hotel room.
I mean, first of all,
it happens.
I mean, it's really well, you can't be stupid. Okay.
Exactly.
I mean, you can't explain stupid. You can't beat it. Except for some people in the chat. But no, I'm sorry. But yeah, I mean that it's just one thing with me. I do believe in gun safety. Evidently, he must not have been thinking rationally by leaving a gun, a firearm. Who knows? A kid could have got that firearm. I mean, things happen, when you do stupid stuff like that. And it's like, you know what? People like that, lock them up, take away their right to own a gun. If you can't own a gun responsibly, hey, you know what? You don't need to have any,
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I know too many people personally that died of, kids shooting each other, the crazy thing was this, and not to get off what you asked Hank, but I was doing a toy drive in December, and there was a kid and what we do is I'm basically working with one of the sports announcers here, and what happened was a kid, we give out gift certificates at Walmart, and we give them $100, 2 gift certificates of $50 each. They can go and buy whatever they want. So the kid went and got a BB gun. It looked just like a Beretta 92.
Okay.
Matter of fact, when I saw it, I had to do a double take, like, whoa, what is this? But, I thought to myself, and for a brief second, I became an anti-gunner because I was like, man, why does that kid have that gun? First and foremost, and then second of all, the kid was African-American. And he didn't look like he came from I know for a fact he didn't come from the suburbs. He probably came from, one of lower income side of town. And I hate to, kind of generalize.
Yeah, you're being a little judgy.
No. But I'm assuming that because his parents needed help buying toys, that either he came maybe from a side of town that may have not been, a good side of town, or maybe it could have been, because I was one of those kids as well, okay?
Okay.
And I'm thinking to myself, I had a BB gun, a Daisy Red Ryder when I was growing up, and I had a Crossman. And I went up to where, I got another Daisy gun that had CO2 cartridges. I came from a neighborhood, and I'm gonna say it wasn't suburban, but it was in the hood. But back in the day, we could walk around the neighborhood, and it was all boys on my street, and we all had BB guns, and we would all go shooting squirrels and robins. Nobody said anything. Nowadays, you can't do that. And I saw that gun. I'm like, man, if I had a gun, would I allow my son to have a BB gun like that? In today's society, and I'm like,
is the answer.
And I became, and I'm glad you said that, Babyface. But for me, for a second there, I had to think, and I'm like, damn, would I do that? But then the gun guy inside of me came, and I said, you know what? I would, because I would teach him how to use it responsibly.
It would stay locked up, and when he wants to go take it out and shoot some cans in the backyard, I'll go get it out of the safe, and we'll go shoot some cans or some targets and have some fun.
Right. Yeah. I forgot what question I asked that we wound up on this path.
But this kid was with his grandmother.
Yeah.
And I know for a fact that she probably more than likely didn't have any idea about guns or how to store them and that sort of thing. So I kind of left divided. In that situation, because, I wonder if he had a male figure in his life that, could, guide him.
Yeah.
And
I think it's so that particular thing is a teachable moment. I think what I would do, I never pointed my kids at guns. So when I took them to the toy store or whatever, I never said, oh, look at that gun. I never did that. If one of my kids came back with a freaking Barbie doll, I wouldn't care, right? I never pointed them in that direction. They just always went there.
I've always been the kid that's like, I want that gun, and I want to play Cowboys and Indians, and I want to shoot shit and have fun. Like, always been that kid.
Yeah. So I mean, and what I always did was talk to my kids about it. So in that case, I would talk to that kid and tell him, first of all, I would look at that gun. If there was nothing on it to mark it as a toy, then we would want to think about that. And I would also have that conversation with him, even though it's a toy, about gun safety and when to play with this and when not to play with this. We can do all of those kind of things. The thing we were talking about here is the bodyguard of the British Prime Minister that left his gun in the bathroom. And the question I want to pose to you two geniuses over here
is... man, my IQ is well over room temperature.
We just need to get you to shift your IQ and your face into the center of the screen.
Oh, am I off right now? I'm chatting with you.
Because you're
chatting it up.
Yeah, you're busy. Between you and Rod, you are. I wish I had a strangle button right now. So here's the
question. I'm sorry.
Yeah, here's the question. Here's the question that I want to ask you two. What is the proper bathroom etiquette when you are a gun guy
Double flush.
with
Sorry.
with your firearm? What are you supposed to do in the bathroom with your firearm? And do we have to start training mofos on how to deal with their gun in the bathroom?
There's a difference between carrying a duty pistol that is really heavy and falls over, and like me, my P365 doesn't make any difference. I drop my drawers, and my belt is sturdy enough where it just holds the gun upright. I'm not carrying a duty pistol that's going to drag my drawers off, so it's a little bit different. But he's also
but we're talking about a
idiots.
Glock 19 is not that heavy. I mean, I carry a Glock 19
then yeah,
all
he's
the
a
time.
fucking idiot for leaving his gun somewhere, especially when that's literally your one job. You have one job, Steve, and that was to not leave your fucking gun in the bathroom, and he left it in the bathroom.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would agree with that. That Glock 19 is not that heavy. It should have been on his belt or something like that. But before I say what my procedure is, do you have a procedure, Rod, that you train people when they do training with you? Do you train them how to go to the bathroom with your gun and how to not leave your gun in the bathroom?
Unfortunately, I don't. And I probably should now. But even for me, protocol for me, man, normally what I'll do is I'll put it like on the, well, hold on, wait, time out. All right, let me go back. First and foremost, I don't do number 2 in public bathrooms.
Oh man, if I had Taco Bell yesterday, I don't care where the toilet's coming from. I'm finding it.
I only do number 1 in public bathrooms. Okay. And I'm talking about the only time I've ever done something like that, maybe once or twice in my whole life, okay, is I think I may have had like the runs or something.
That's exactly.
Yeah,
I did something wrong.
It was an emergency situation.
Yeah, listen, everyone's gonna run into this. That's why this is a good question. You guys need to take a serious approach to this damn question.
I'm sorry, man.
Have you guys ever realized that every conversation comes back to poop?
It does.
It does. Every single
human
one.
Human beings.
Anyway, sorry, Rod.
The first thing we ever did when we came out was poop.
Well, yeah, that's true.
And cry. It's what we're best at.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
plenty of that going on tonight.
But if I did have to do that, I would take it out. I would place it barrel going away from the opening of the stall to the back of the stall. I would put it on top of the toilet roll tissue holder, do my thing. I mean,
I do the same thing when I have to pull my penis out. I take it out, I face it towards the back of the stall, put the toilet paper roller on it.
Okay, I'm gonna tell Lola to deal with you guys right now, because you obviously refuse to have any sense of decorum. This is not me, Lola. That is Patrick Babyface P1.
It's a medical term.
Okay.
Hey, you have the most unique podcast out there, so hey.
Well, okay. Here's why I don't understand it. Let's say you got to drop a deuce and you have to go to the bathroom. Certain things. Here's my thing. Okay, first of all, the gun is typically on your belt, right? In a holster on your belt. Now, the first thing you need to do is get off some toilet paper and cover the seat and make a butt gasket on the seat. First job. Job number 1.
I do that, yeah.
Job number 1, butt gasket. Yeah. Protect yourself. Don't be raw dogging them toilet seats.
No.
Okay.
That one.
I stole that from Kevin Hart. Let's be honest about it. Okay. So
I have company in my house, and I'll still, if I don't get a chance to clean my toilet stool, I will do that.
Oh wow, you don't trust anybody. Okay.
No.
So listen. So let's say once we get past the public health matters here, if you have that gun on your belt in a holster, you're taking your whole pants down when you go sit on the toilet. Okay?
Yeah.
Maneuver that. Keep that thing on your belt. Keep it maneuvered right in front of you in case somebody tries to push in that door of that stall. You are ready for action.
I mean,
come on.
Hey,
I've thought of a lot of places where I'm like, ooh, somebody comes in here. There's a door there. I have never sat down on the toilet ever, and I probably should and gone.
That's where a mofo or a zombie will try to get you
right now.
Yes.
What am I doing?
If anybody busts through the door and I'm doing number 2, the least thing that they're worried about is my gun. Trust me.
Yeah.
They coming into they're coming into a Claymore mine. Damn doing that when I'm there.
I don't think
buckshot everywhere.
Yeah, shout out to Stompin' You Customs, by the way. He says he rests his Bowie on the back of the toilet. Okay. But let me tell you something, man. You're in that. This should be trained. This should be trained. Rod Mills, if you need me to come in just for this part of the course, I can do this. Okay, pants down. Your gun should be in your holster, on a belt. Okay, on your pants down. Maneuver that right in front, so you have quick access to it in case somebody tries to come in that door. You're good to go. No one can reach under the stall. I don't know why men's bathrooms have that little gap. You know?
The little gap.
Yeah, where dudes could put their foot into your stall or do whatever nonsense people designed that for. I don't know what the deal is with that, but that's the procedure, yo. That's how you keep from winding up in the news when you're bodyguarding the former British Prime Minister. Who wants to argue that point?
I don't hang out on the stool. I can tell you, if I'm doing number 2 in the public bathroom, 5 seconds, boom, I'm pushing everything out and I'm getting up.
Literally just whoa, and then out he goes.
Exactly. That's okay. I'm not the kind of guy that sits there and read magazines while I'm in the public bathroom.
Yeah.
S-Man7290 says, my wife has officially given up on this conversation. Nice to hear that women listen to this podcast. I never.
Yeah. Our apologies to your wife. You obviously didn't warn her. Of what goes on here. Jerry Parker.
G-rated here.
Yeah, Jerry Parker says, next new subject, please. Okay. Is Walter somewhere in here? I don't see Walter. Walter's in here. Okay, shout out.
He was in there earlier. Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Walter. We got some good subjects. Let me see what else I got here for you guys. Let's see. What else do we have going
on? Hold on. Is that Stompin' You? Oh, man. Stompin' You is in here.
Yeah, I gave him a shout out just now. You missed it because you were still fighting with people in the chat.
Hey, Stompin' You. I like that the goatee you got, brother. I love it.
Okay.
Yeah, him and I are Facebook friends, man. I love Stompin' You, man. When he makes posts about his dogs, he's got some huge dogs.
Yeah, he's been here on the show. We had a pretty good knife show with him. He brought a lot of knives.
Oh,
show, if you remember.
Yeah, that. Stompin' You loves the sisters too.
Yeah, you gotta respect that.
He I respect that. He loves
a little bit of chocolate from time to time.
He loves the chocolate.
Yeah, can't blame anybody for that. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so S-Man7290 says she's a big girl. She can handle it. We've got some women that are fans of this show. I think they enjoy looking at idiots.
Yeah, this is how men act in their most primal.
The things that men think about. I like how everyone's trying to act like they don't think about security when they're in the bathroom. Because I think about it all the time. And also, I am a shy pooper, just FYI.
Shy pooper.
What is a shy pooper?
That's from Rick and Morty. I got that from Rick and Morty.
Shy pooper. Is that from the newest season?
Yeah, it's from the new season. There's an episode of Rick and Morty where Rick.
Shy pooper.
If you know Rick and Morty, the show Rick and Morty, Rick is the mad scientist / super genius on there, and he's a shy pooper. So that whole episode is about how he has another planet and another dimension on the other side of the universe that he goes to when he poops, and the whole planet is just for him to poop on. It's like he's got it set up real nice. It's set up real nice, and that's what that episode is about. When someone violates the sanctity of his poop hole.
You want to know something that's hard to do?
That doesn't sound. Think of what you just said. Someone violates the sanctity of his poop hole. That's some prison talk right there.
You know what's hard to do? What's hard to do
What?
Let's say you have a young lady at your house and she's spending the night, and it's at night, and you go to use the do the number 2 in your bathroom.
Oh, listen,
No,
Rod,
you never
I'm
do that.
married
You never do that, man. Unless
Listen,
you're
Rod,
married.
I'm married
Unless
now.
you're married.
Some things you got to do. Hey, I'm single,
now. I know, it's
and,
different.
and you're hoping that it's solid coming out, but
No.
man, you can't trust that.
No, listen, Rod, I gotta tell you, man, if that's the situation, you need to make an excuse and go out to the nearest gas station and use that
I'm gonna go
bathroom.
grab a smoke real quick and just leave.
Yeah. Otherwise, you are never. Now we know why you're still single. And
Hey,
you definitely never have curry on that date.
Never trust the
When you're,
fart.
when
I'm
you're on a
telling you.
date, don't go curry, man. You got to go for nice solids.
Oh
Yeah. You got to go for a steak or something
Man.
like that, man.
Why is it that at nighttime everything is so amplified? You know,
Because it's quiet and all you can think is she's listening to me taking the shit of my life.
Two things.
I'm
Two
literally
things.
giving birth and she's listening in the other room.
Yeah, two things. One, turn on the fan, open the window.
Oh god.
Okay, two, bring your phone in there with you and play some freaking music.
Play some music. Oh god.
hold on now. So I'm playing some music for about a minute, and then all of a sudden I turn it off.
Yeah. Safety Harbor Firearms says you need the poopery. You need the poopery.
That stuff is great.
Yeah, the poopery is good afterwards.
Here's
Yeah.
a real question. I've talked about this with Marley. Have any of you guys talked about pooping? When I say with, I mean about women and how women poop in public restrooms. Because Marley and I talked about this the other
They
day.
stoop.
And it is,
They stoop over
it's the weirdest shit.
Yeah.
And most of them, like, Marley is saying most women flush the toilet while they're, like, making any noise in there just to make a noise over top of it. It is so weird. And I was telling her, I was like, you go into a men's public restroom and, like, we stand in the
No,
urinals
dudes are
and fart,
proud of
and,
their
like,
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a
nobody
good
cares.
one.
Yeah, that happened at work one time.
Always
That
better
happened at
coming
work.
out. Yeah.
I'm in the urinal, and the guy comes up and he's urinating too and farting it, and then I'm looking like, what the hell? And then he has a nerve to have a conversation with me.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
That's a violation. Please, if
Totally weird.
there's many different urinals, don't stand next to me in the urinal. I
I mean,
was in the airport
That's a man
recently.
code violation.
Yeah,
That
I
is.
was in the airport and there was plenty of urinals and this
And
dude
somebody went,
he went right next to my thing and he's like looking over and I'm trying to keep eyes straight.
you know,
I'm like, dude, what's
looking
up?
Over. What?
Yeah, I was
No,
like,
that
no.
is a violation.
Yeah,
That's like throwing down the gauntlet.
yeah.
You should have just like pissed on his shoe to show him
No.
who's the boss here.
I got out of there real quick. So S-Man7290 says, when in doubt, flush first. So listen, I do agree with that. You can use a flush to camouflage stuff.
Yeah.
You can, if it's in an
You time it just right,
emergency,
it just goes whoop right out.
in an emergency situation.
Did you say camouflage?
Yes, I did.
Oh man, this has gone off the rails real fast.
Yeah, this is every time I come on here.
And every time Rod Mills comes on, we
Yeah,
get
this
into
it's
some
some,
conversation.
something happens. You know what I mean?
God.
Yeah. Yeah. Len Holt says he was checking me out. Yeah, I didn't like that. I was like, oh, this is
Hank is not all right with it.
Yeah, I'm not. I was
Should
not
have looked
all right
over
with
at
it.
him and whistled a little bit.
No.
Nice pecker you got there, bud.
Hey, what that guy come to America and say, it's a shoe.
Yeah, that is not. That is bad manners. Bad manners. You know. You know what's happened to me? You know what's happened to me before at SHOT Show? I've gone to. Don't ever go to the men's room at SHOT Show. Gun guys are out of their freaking minds, and they will be like, "Hey, Hank Strange, what's up?" In the bathroom. No, so yeah, you gotta be.
Dude, I'm pissing. Leave me alone.
No, it's
I'm
not that.
walking
Like
outside.
gun guys, especially like in those situations, man.
Can you imagine being at the Euro and Coleon comes up to you and say, hey, what's up, man?
No, I'm staring straight ahead. You know, no eye contact.
Are you going to say, is this Coleon next to me?
No eye contact. That's why there's a lot of guys I noticed that like to go. They go in the stalls even if they're just doing the
Oh,
number
they
one.
do the girl thing.
Yeah, I mean, hey,
They don't sit and pee, do they?
huh?
They don't sit down and pee,
yeah,
do
I mean,
He got offended
Yeah.
by that thought.
sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
God.
Okay, listen. Lola gave me the person who won the ammo. She
Oh,
said,
we're giving away tonight?
yeah. So here we go. I'll throw this up
I
here.
will come accept it tomorrow. You can just announce my
So
name
there
and I'll
we
pick
go.
it up. Don't worry about it.
There we go. 500 rounds Blazer. Lola's gonna be really mad when she sees the bill for shipping that thing. She says the winner has Truett with a Gmail address. Truett with a Gmail address. So she probably sent you an email. That's how you know you're the winner of the 500 rounds. So congratulations to you. At some point here, Lola's gonna mail that out, and I'm gonna hear lots of complaints. So,
Worst case, if the box doesn't fit, bag it, or just loose round it. Oh wait, you can't just ship ammo loose, can you?
No.
No, I don't
Oh
think so.
man.
You can't. Nah, you can't.
And you got to ship it ORMD or whatever it is. You just can't use a postage flat rate box like I do.
Nope.
Oh
Yeah.
man, yeah, that's gonna be expensive.
Yeah, she's not gonna be happy about it. But thanks to Luis Valdez, they gave us the ammo, and congratulations to the winner of the ammo. Walter says send it to the shop. I should wait until I see Walter and make Walter mail it. That'll be fun. He would enjoy that. He probably would take that ammo and go load it into magazines.
Yeah,
exactly.
He's like, I got your mail. I got your mail right here.
and we'll do a video.
Uh-huh. Yeah, you never know, man. Never know. So yeah, Walter says send it to the shop. Use my UPS number. Okay.
Oh
yeah.
Gotta love.
Rod was asking.
Mm-hmm. What was Rod
This
asking? Oh, okay.
Is a chassis system out of a Hudson H9.
Oh, that's a pretty
how their
complicated.
chemicals are
That's a
called.
complicated chassis.
Remember when I was saying that it's like way overbuilt? This thing, look at this chassis. This thing is crazy looking.
It looks modular.
So it is. Well, it could be if somebody would actually, make parts for it, and they did go out of business quickly. But yeah, so it could be modular. They could have made different size grips, but yeah, it is a very, very complex machined doodad that takes. So if anybody's familiar with the 1911, and I'm going to do a video on this, very similar 1911 Sear engagement, but it turns it into a striker fired top end. It's pretty neat how they did it.
Yeah.
Very, very clever.
Yeah, that's interesting.
It is.
Like you said,
it's weird.
Kind of complex for
Very.
The situation going on here. Wait 1 second before I say that. You know what I may do? I may just get ammo from somewhere and send it to this person.
Yeah, you might as well go to.
That might be cheaper.
Probably cheaper.
Yeah, and then we'll shoot this, and because it's better for us to just order it and send it to whoever wins or whoever won.
Shipping it out in a box.
That might be a better idea. So
Hey,
I'll make
you
you
can
a
go-
deal, Walter. I'll let you ship out 500 rounds to that person, and I'll give you this one.
And then it never should.
Hey, go to I can't forget they have free shipping on ammo. What's the department store? Not department store.
Cabela's.
Department store selling ammo.
What is it?
Cabela's. Like
No.
a Cabela? No.
No. They always had the big Christmas Black Friday sale. They're all over the United States. Not when Walmart stopped selling ammo, everybody was like, "Hey, we're gonna go here."
Oh,
No,
you're
not
talking
Bass.
about the not the farm supply. What are those
No.
places?
Rural King.
No shit.
Not Rural
Snacky
King.
Supply?
Okay.
Fuck. Now you're gonna have me look this up. Damn. Can't remember it.
I have
Shit.
no idea.
Yeah, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Let me find my phone. I'll let you know. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. While you guys are doing that, I'll look it up. Shit,
Okay.
they sent me a mess load of junk mail. to buy to buy firearms. I mean, to buy ammo. Go ahead. Yeah, you guys go ahead. I'll look for it.
No, we'll just stay on you while we're waiting for you to figure out.
To make it
How
even
about
more
that?
pressure.
Just stay on me, huh? Wow.
Yeah, how about
okay.
that? We'll just keep it focused on you. How about that? No. Let's see what other stuff is going on out here in the news. Oh, by the way, yesterday, okay, let's do this. Babyface and myself can have this conversation. So if you're in the Gainesville area, last night, wow. I mean, the storms that ripped through here were crazy. Walter, I was on live last night with Walter and JP. When we left here, it was so insane driving back out to the country where we live. I could not see more than 10 feet in front of me. Lola was in front of me. Sometimes I couldn't see her in the truck in front of me. The rain was pouring down so hard, sideways, all kinds. It was insane. Like tree limbs had fallen down everywhere, and we have to drive for about at least half an hour. I think it took us like probably 50 minutes or something.
Hank, I got that same storm.
Yeah, that thing.
Yeah, it came through. It hit all of us. It was a big line that hit all of us.
It hit us here about 10, 15, and lasted till about 11, I'll say.
Yeah.
So
well, at 9 o'clock when we left here, that thing. Let me tell you how bad it was. At one point, I said to Lola, "This is this," because we talk to each other on the phone. So she's in front of me in the truck, and I'm behind her in the car. And you know, huh?
I said, Hank is that needy.
Yeah, and I'm talking to her on the phone. This is the only chance that Lola and I get to actually talk, believe it or not. That's how we communicate, because all day she's working, and she comes in here. Then by the time we get back, everyone's tired, everyone goes to sleep. So anyway, at one point I was like, you know what? This is the stupidest thing we've ever done. That storm was ridiculous last night.
It was bad. It was really bad.
Yeah, you lost power, right?
For 12 hours. Luckily, the storm brought a cold front. So we just opened the windows and the house cooled down and it felt great. But no, from about 9:30 last night till about maybe 8:50, 9 o'clock this morning, no power. So
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Academy Sports.
Oh, Academy Sports. Okay, I was gonna ask you if it was Brownells. I think okay. Academy Sport. So you could just take stuff to Academy Sport and ship it?
No. You could purchase it online and ship it.
Yeah. Well, I'll probably do that. So you're probably not going to see this brand of ammo coming at you, because I don't know if that makes any sense. Well, when we shoot this in a video, we'll give a shout out to you as well as a little extra bonus. But you'll get your 500 rounds of ammo, absolutely. But
that storm hit me last night, but it wasn't as bad for me. Well, my house, I live in a subdivision where we're actually tied into the main emergency center downtown, so we never
lose power then.
I never lose power.
Oh yeah, that always helps.
Even when all the hurricanes hit here, never lose power. And so I said, and then my house is brick veneer, so I'm like, I'm never leaving here. Why would I leave here? You know, I mean, I'm cool, but it was, the wind did. One thing I am scared is hurricanes and tornadoes that hit at night. I was scared to death about 2-3 years ago when that hurricane hit at nighttime. Man, I was like, I'm literally shaking because you can't see it. You can't see anything, And if a tornado hits, at least you can see the damn thing coming at you. You can try to run.
What was that last night? What was that classified as?
That was just a string of storms.
Oh.
Yeah, it was just a strong front moving through. But we did have tornado warnings all through up until about midnight.
Yeah. I don't think anywhere in Florida hit, but I think Alabama got hit pretty hard.
Alabama, there's some people died, I think.
Yeah.
I think it was Alabama.
Yeah. When you hear that. So that also lets you think that, okay, damn, man, in just a few more months, man, we'll be back in hurricane season.
Yeah.
I know.
So I want to share these with you guys before we get on to some other stuff here. Someone sent me some patches, Taylor. So shout out to Taylor for the patches.
Thanks, Taylor.
Here's the patches that he sent right here. If you're aware of Zert, I don't know if you guys know what Zert is.
Zert. I use that for my allergies.
No, Zert, Z-E-R-T. Zert.
Oh, Zert. Oh, I'm sorry.
Zert. Yeah, it's like they typically, like the Z in there stands for zombie. but they're like preppers, you know, guys that are. It's one of those outfits that the folks that are members of it are preppers. He says these are limited edition Wolf and Stag Wastelanders OMSFTF patches, which stands for One Man Skull Effing Task Force, and it's like a ZERT thing if you're aware of who that is. So shout out to Taylor. Have you ever seen the guys that, like the zombie, like they have the trucks and stuff like that are painted up for the zombie apocalypse type of thing?
Oh yeah, I think you told me about that.
Yeah. So that's
who this is.
That's one of those. Yeah.
Okay.
That's one of those dudes. So they're all over the country. There's a bunch of guys like that around the country. So
you know, it's
Zert
amazing
Nation,
that
Weston Probe says Zert Nation. There you go. That's right.
You know, it's amazing that since the ratings have dropped for The Walking Dead, that you don't hear much about the zombie apocalypse anymore.
Yeah, TV show kind of boosted that for a while.
Yeah.
And then let me see. Okay, so Chris Brogan wants us to show this. I'll show this real quick. This is a picture of him wearing flip-flops out in the snow, and he says, us guys in Florida are wimps.
Yeah, we are.
He's wearing flip-flops in the snow.
Hey, but I tell people, you don't really have to live up there now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. You know,
you can always come down here.
You can go. You can go to Rod Mel's house.
At the door.
Yeah.
no state taxes.
That's right.
Let's see. Okay, someone had a question. What was this question I was trying to get to here? Someone had a question about like what should they build? I'm trying to see like some kind of. Here we go. American Freedom Outdoors says, "Hey, should I make my new Aero Precision lower a pistol or a rifle?" Pistol.
What do you already
rifle?
have? Yeah. And what caliber do you want it in? If it's 300 blackout, pistol all day, every day.
Yep, every day.
5.56, rifle, pistol. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
It's up to you. You know, I mean, I think I agree with Patrick on that one. You can go in any direction.
Oh God, is there another Democratic debate tonight?
Is there? I don't. That's something I don't ever watch.
Yeah, I don't watch that crap either.
I don't watch it either.
Yeah, we know you watch it, Rod Mills. Don't even try to. Don't try to fake us out.
Actually, you know what?
Who are you pulling for, Rod Mills? Bernie?
No.
Butt plug.
Actually, you know what, man? I have to confess. I haven't looked at a gun YouTube video in maybe about a month. Man, I've been hooked on this freaking Jamaican Rastafarian that lives in a hut in Jamaica, and he cooks vegan food for tourists.
So you're becoming.
When did Rod Mills become a hippie?
Yeah, you're becoming a Rastafarian.
No, because first and foremost, I have to walk with shoes on, and I can't grow my hair long like that.
Yeah, you got to learn the slang, you know. Aili Selassie.
Yeah, you know, bomba clots.
Yeah. You
blood clot,
all the
all
slang.
that stuff.
Yeah. all the clots.
All the clots, you know. Yeah. But you know.
That's very nasty if you really know what it means, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Yeah. Huh? I don't think. I think it's gonna be worse if we have that conversation than what to do with your gun in the bathroom. If I really explain, Lola's already telling me don't explain to you.
She's
what that
already
is.
giving you the steam.
Yeah. What it is?
Huh?
Lola knows what it is?
Yeah, of course she knows. She's married to someone from the Caribbean. She knows what it is.
Oh.
Yeah. So.
Is that particularly Caribbean?
What?
No, I'm not going to get in that argument.
What did you just say?
Yes, I know how.
Say that again, Rod Mills. Say it again.
I know how you sensitive you get.
Yeah. Am I from the Caribbean? Hell's yes. Okay. Only pirate blood flowing through my veins. Okay. You know it. You know it.
You know how we know that's not true, Hank?
How?
Because you ain't got no booty.
You're such an idiot. You are. I can't believe you're not even a dad and you're making dad jokes. Okay, fine.
Barley's already tired of it. I told her she's got the rest of her life to be tired of it.
Yeah. CB says vegan Jamaican ? Let me tell you something. Actually, vegan Jamaican food is off the chain. It's really good.
I had chicken in Jamaica once, and that was fucking
Aki and saltfish.
Yeah.
Well, no, with saltfish, no. That
But
wouldn't
those,
make it
but the
vegan.
vegan, like the real Ito Jamaican Rastafarians, those dudes are no joke.
Yeah. And this guy is an Ito. Yeah, he
Yeah,
is.
yeah. So I
If
mean,
you
like,
wanna
huh?
if you want to look at it, go to Ross Kitchen, RES
Okay.
Kitchen, and they got about 7 seasons worth of videos.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, when I lived in New York, for example, the best. First of all, Guyanese people make the best Caribbean food. So I'm just saying, that's a fact. Everybody knows that. That's a fact. But so if it comes to Jamaican food, the vegetarian, the vegan Rastas that cook, man, they could cook some vegetables. You don't even realize you're eating vegetables. Seriously,
Scallions.
no kidding.
Yeah.
They're pretty good.
I didn't realize that Aki looked like eggs.
Yeah,
They look like
Chris,
scrambled eggs. Yeah.
yeah. Okay, Chris Bullis is trying to be funny. He says Hank is too a pirate, a butt pirate.
Hey, I love Chris, man. He's cool. That's my dog there.
All right, okay.
All right.
Len Holt wants to know if the conch is in season right now.
I knew
only the penis of the conch is vegetarian, by the way.
I was gonna say that. I love you, Lynn. Though I love you, brother.
Yes, and Jake Delahome says true Rastafarians are all vegetarian. Yep, that's true. Yeah. And those dudes are no joke. They're skinny, but man, they could slice and dice you, man, real fast.
Oh yeah, he keeps a what is that, machete? He keeps a machete on him.
Don't ever mess with those guys. I'm just telling you.
Somebody stole his goat, and he went after the dude with a machete.
Oh yeah, I believe that.
Oh my God.
Listen, a man's wealth is in his goats. This is how you.
Goats too.
Yeah, my dad told me that one time, because I mean, I used to live in Nigeria, and he's like, because we've got goats. He was like, a man's wealth is in his goats. I was like, okay.
That's one of the things he left you with.
I got my own damn goats. No one gave me my goats. I had to, I didn't inherit those goats.
No, I'm saying that's a little piece of wisdom.
Yeah, just a piece of wisdom. Yeah, a man's wealth is in his goats. I guess that's an African thing.
How many goats do you have now?
I got 3 goats at this point right now.
You know what? Hank's gonna sit down. I don't know if you've done this yet, but you need to sit down with your kids and say a man's wealth is in his guns, and that's your like pass on thing. And they're gonna go look back one day and be like, "God damn it, my dad had so many guns, and he thought that was everything."
Oh, they know the guns are for them. They know the guns. They know that. They know like they know what's up with the guns. So there you go. Let's see what Big Mad says Ross Kitchen is a great show.
Oh, it is. Love it, man. You have. It is addictive. Trust me, you got to go see it, man.
Let me ask you something, Rod Mills. Are there some women on this show, on this YouTube channel?
None that you would probably want to mess with.
What does that mean?
I mean,
what's the meaning behind that statement?
I mean, they're not aesthetically pleasing to pretty or anything. I mean, it's
okay.
his wife and daughters. I mean,
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. It's a cool show though. But what makes it a cool show is the guy Matthew. He's a Canadian, and Ross Kitchen owns an Airbnb, and so people, what they do is they come and stay for $10 a day, and and they stay there. And I'm like, and I really am thinking about going down there for my birthday in September, doing 3 days down there in Jamaica, staying at Moco. The guy's name is Moco's. And, it's a really, really cool show, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but go ahead. Listen.
Well, there were times I would go to Jamaica and I couldn't understand what they were saying. Now I feel like I can truly understand what most Jamaicans are saying now, even a little bit of the patois.
You picked up some patois, okay?
Yeah, I picked up a little bit of that
Next thing we know, Rod Mills will have some dreadlocks and be all irie.
Hey, I'm gonna come in here with
smoking a big spliff.
Spliff.
Yeah, spliffing it up around here. Listen, I grew up like that. By the way, I knew more Jamaicans growing up than Guyanese people. So, okay, let me do this real quick. I saw the EDC guy is out there right now in the thing. Let me give him a quick shout out. He actually put out this book, Erica's Big Day, which is like a Pro 2A gun safety book for kids, which we were talking about that earlier, right? So shout out to the EDC guy out there. If you guys don't follow him, go to the however you say it, EDC guy 073 on IG. So what are you throwing out? Oh, now, you even got a roster. Okay, you're going all out. We might have to do an intervention, Babyface, and save Rod Mills from a Rasta combine or something like that. At some point here in the future, that might come up. What's up?
I was thinking about. I said, man, I could be a Rasta, but soon they said vegan. I'm like, nope, that does that. Yeah. Next thing, what's up next?
Yeah, Lions of Judah, who might be a Rastafarian, says Rod smoked the ganja.
Ganja man.
Yeah. Okay, all right. All right, cool. Listen, we're over the 9 o'clock hour, so we're going to wrap this up right now. You guys had way too much fun, even for a Friday. So let's do this. Let's get Rod Mills. Tell the folks out there how they can follow you, support you, continue any conversations they might have started here today.
Hey, you guys, well, let me go ahead and get my camera up. You guys can see me, or you can go to Scorched Earth Firearms Training at Facebook.
Too close, Rod Mills.
Or you can just go ahead and friend me on Facebook at Rod Mills, and yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, awesome, cool, Babyface P. Okay, I don't know what Rod Mills is doing, Patrick. I'm gonna switch over to you. He's messing around with the camera in some weird ways. This is your fault, by the way. I'm blaming you. Yes.
Okay.
I'm blaming this all on you. How can the folks out there follow you, support you? What videos are coming up next?
This weekend, if Hank allows me at the Hacienda, I'm going to be shooting a Hudson H9 and then doing a couple videos on that now that I'm completely in love with it and infatuated with it. But yeah, if you guys want to catch my stuff, I feel like I am talking to the same people that have already subbed to me, but in case you haven't, baby_faceP on Instagram, babyfaceP on YouTube, youtube.com/babyfaceP, or babyfaceP.com will take you to my Facebook page. And you guys can get in touch with me however you like.
Yeah. Believe you me, Babyface, we have tens of people watching this show.
Babyface, I love your videos too.
Thank you. We got growth happening. You see that?
Yeah.
Raj, you see that? I'm up at to almost 2,100 subs. I'm growing.
Hey, Babyface, I got one more last thing to say. I have a confession to make. I binge watched your videos, I think around Christmas time.
Oh, I love it.
I was laying in the bed like, damn, I can't turn the station.
Yeah,
this went wrong. He's laying in the bed watching you, Babyface. And he's becoming a vegetarian.
I'll take a binge watching content all day, every day.
Who knows what is going down? No, that's cool. Patrick is making some good videos out there that I think you guys. I hope you guys are enjoying it. So. Don't only just follow him, tell folks about him so we can get more people follow him out there. Absolutely. Follow Rod Mills. Continue all your arguments with him. I want to thank Walther, maker of fine firearms, for sponsoring the podcast. I want to remind everyone, go to hankstrange.com, sign up for the email list. That's how we give away things, keep you guys informed of what we're up to. Let me drop the end on everyone. Boom. Make sure you guys subscribe, ring the bell. So you can be notified, okay? Leave your comments here. And to all the folks who are watching us on audio, we appreciate you guys. Listening. Why did I say watching us? Listening to us on audio, we appreciate you guys all over the world. We're internationally known and locally accepted for the podcast, and I appreciate that from everyone. All right, so I think that's it. We are out of here. Everyone stay safe. Have fun. Be civil to each other, please. Remember, we're all on the same island here called the 2A Island. So let's try to.
We might start voting each other off.
Yeah. Let's not start throwing people in the water right now. Any last words from you guys before I press the button? No last words. All right. Be irie. See ya. Peace out.
Spliff.
Yeah. Okay, we're out of here. Peace.
You know what a spliff is, right?
Yeah. Don't worry about it. I know.
I think we all do.
No. A spliff technically has marijuana and tobacco in it.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's a spliff.
Yeah. I think I'm aware of that.
Well,
I was not aware of that.
Yeah. Hey, you knew, I'm sure, but you know, Pat didn't know.
A joint with tobacco mixed with weed, huh?
Yep.
Now,
no
why
idea.
are you teaching him bad stuff?
I know. It's like you're ruining my childliness.
Yes, exactly. We are out. We're out.
As long as I have this, I'm good.
I don't even know what that is.
True something.
Yeah, I don't know. We're out of here. Okay, I don't even know what that is you're showing. We're out. We'll see you guys. Peace.
All right, man.